Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy Rodome, and today we are going to be bringing you guys my first ever build, and it's one of my best builds. But either way, we're going to be bringing you the Templar DPS. Now this is mainly for PvP, but this is still the Templar DPS, and it is a beast, let me tell you guys. So first, we're just going to jump right into it. I am a Dark Elf Templar. Now these are my this is all my attributes. This is all my skill stuff. Hold on. Let me put on my... Yeah, okay. I have my swords on. Okay. So, we got my max Magicka at 31k. Max health at 24k. Now, this is with food. I use the max health and max Magicka food, but obviously food is personal preference. Maximum recovery for Magicka is only 1,085. Unfortunately, I have a little way around that, but I mean, when you substitute out all your DPS, you're just not going to have high Magicka recovery as a Templar. It's just how it is. We got my spell damage at 2340. It varies. It does depending on, you know, certain things. The lowest it'll go is 2340. Right now is the lowest it'll go. The highest I've seen it go to is 2500. I guess it just depends on, you know, what scrolls you have and keeps you have and different stuff like that. The spell crit is at 40% with Mage Light on. That's what you want. That's what you want. The attributes, I have 50 into Magicka and then 12 into health. Now I have 12 into health just because you know, why not? It's 12 into health. I don't want it all into Magicka. I have 31 fucking K. I don't need any more. You know what I mean? But jumping right out of that, we're gonna get right into the skills. I mean, right into these skills. So we start with Mage Light. I run Mage Light on both bars, just because it is a must. You know, it gives you 20% more spell crit, and it gives you your max Magicka increased by 5%. And when you have like 30k max Magicka, you know, the 5% actually does make a difference. Secondly, we run Structured Entropy. I start with this one. Obviously, this is the one you want to start with. It does 5,800 magic damage over 14 seconds, so it will take life from them over a course of time and give you health over a course of time. But the main reason I use it is because of the major sorcery. It increases your spell damage on your next hit by 20%. So that's huge. And while it's slotted, it increases your max health, which also helps us out. So the next one after that is Channeled Focus. Now this one is a must for your Templar build. This one is a must because, like I said, you don't have a lot of Magicka recovery. So you're going to want to use this. When you morph it to Channeled Focus, when you drop it, it says while you're near the rune, you also recover 120 Magicka every half second. That's 240 Magicka a second. You know, that's pretty good when... You know, if you stay in it for the whole time, it stays on for 18 seconds. If you walk out of the ring, though, it only lasts for 8 seconds. But either way, that's extra Magicka. That helps out. Radiant Oppression. This one is the cheap, the nuke, you know, everyone calls it cheap, whatever. It works, and it's godly. You know, it does 13.5k magic damage over 3 seconds. Now, that does that, but it also goes off your max Magicka. So 40% additional damage proportionate to your current Magicka. My max Magicka is 30k. 40% of that, that's a lot. Then on top of that, low health targets, they take 300 additional damage. Now that is fucking huge, okay? When someone's low health, the 300% additional damage to 13k, that's over 30k when someone is at low health. 30k max or Magicka damage in 3 seconds. That is huge. That's why I use it. It's cheap, but I use it. You know, Templars have it. They don't have a lot of cheap moves except for that one. I say use it. Now, this one is your main source of your DPS. This one's going to be Dark Flare. Dark Flare hits for 9k. Unfortunately, it does have cast time. It's 1.1 second, but it's only 1 second. It's not that bad. So you go Entropy, then you go Dark Flare. Now, with the Entropy, it's going to go up 20%. 20% of 9k is a lot. That's going to put it up into like 12k. Then on top of that, when you use it, it grants Empowering, as you can see at the bottom, so your next attack is 20% even better. So now you have 20% on your Dark Flare and 20% from your Entropy. So it pops up to being like 14 or 15k per Dark Flare you hit. It's crazy, especially in PvP. I two-shot most people. If I don't two-shot them, then I 2 Dark Flare and I use Radiant. It's legit. This is the way the build should be played. Now, this build is also played as kind of a play and back kind of guy. You use range attacks. You know, you don't like getting up close and personal. So I use Ice Comet. Ice Comet is the best ultimate from the distance, plain and simple. It wrecks them. 11k on impact and then 3200 cold damage every second for 11 seconds. That's a lot of seconds. And it reduces their movement speed. So they get cracked by it for 11k. then they're on the ground while the AoE is hitting them per second. They can't get out of it because their movement speed is reduced by 85%. So this is your main DPS bar. Now, flipping over to the other bar, we use a Resto Staff. Usually you're going to want to use the Master Resto Staff, but in this case I don't have one, so I built my own. But start with Magicka, like I said, run that on both bars, that way it's on and you don't have to keep toggling it when you flick back and forth. The next one's Puncturing Sweeps. Now I use this one because this kills people quick. With the amount of spell damage you have, this kills people quick. And I have it in case those Night Blades or DKs come at you and they're all up in your face, you switch to this bar and you Puncturing Sweep them. It's up close, it's personal, and it heals you as you hit. It says also heals you 40% to damage done. So anything you hit, 40% of that will heal you. It's good. It works. This one is your lifesaver, Healing Ward. Now this one, it's when you're in a group, it's tough to use. But when you're by yourself, no matter what your health is at, you cast this and it's going to give you a shield all the way up to full health and then some. And if no one hits you while you have that shield on, it's going to regenerate all the way up to the shield's full strength. So it's good. It heals you. And it has a shield on you. It's good. You can spam that when shit gets crazy. Total Dark. This one is great against any Magicka player you go up against. And that's like 95% of the people you fight in PvP. That is why I use it. You put Total Dark around someone, it puts them in a bubble. And anything they shoot will reflect back at them and hit them. And if they do it, it heals me 3,500 health every time they do it. So if someone's retarded and just keeps spamming it, they're going to kill themselves and heal me while we're doing attacks to them. That is a great one to use. No Sork can even come close to fighting me when I have them around them. Next one, I use Toppling Charge. Toppling Charge can be switched out for a bunch of different things. You can switch it out for Harness Magicka. I use Toppling Charge just in case, you know, you're trying to make a big push and you obviously you don't see someone you don't like, you just Toppling Charge them. This is basically just a charge in. If you want to charge in and Puncturing Sweep them, I have that on there just in case. I was going to switch it for Magicka Depth, but I don't have it yet. Plain and simple. Next is the ultimate for this bar is Dawnbreaker. This is an up-close ultimate, and it fucking nukes people as well. It's great. You can read the damage below, but it's great. So whenever someone's up close and you're Puncturing Sweep them, you use Dawnbreaker. It's a great one. It only costs 96 ultimate. It's fucking good. So that's the two bars we're running. Now we're going to jump into our inventory. And I'm going to show you the gear we run. So we run the Torag Pack Swords. Preferably make them gold. I haven't done that just because I know the V16 update's going to be coming out. So that's why I haven't done that. But yeah, I put the Absorb enchantment on that. It was an alright idea. I don't think it ever worked. Don't use Infused when you do this. There's that one that gives you Spell Crit. I don't remember what it's called, but if you're having someone make them, make sure they give you the Spell Crit one. It's much better. Use this because it gives you the two-piece gives you spell damage. Your backup bar is your Resto Staff. Now this thing is godly, the one I built, because I have it weighted, okay? So whenever I need Magicka, obviously everyone knows when you need Magicka, you switch the Resto Staff, and when you do a full heavy attack of a Resto Staff, it gives you back Magicka. So I put the Absorb Magicka enchantment on that, which deals magic damage and restores Magicka. So I have that, and I have it weighted so it's 10% less time, so I'll get Magicka back faster. That's a must when it comes to this this healing Resto Staff. Or you can use the Master one. They're both really good. The helmet is Engine Guardian. I have it heavy right now. Engine Guardian is a must because it will spawn in the what's it called? The Dwarven Sphere. That it is a must. It is. This will help you with your recovery and all that fun stuff. Definitely get that. You can get that from the dungeon. Can't remember what it's called, but I mean you can get it from it. Plain and simple. Next we run a 4-piece Martial Knowledge. I start with the shirt. It's only rank 13. 14 is pretty expensive, and it only substitutes I think 3 or 4 spell damage. If you want max spell damage, go with the 14 Martial Knowledge. But either way, the point is you want it gold and you want Martial Knowledge. So I have the shirt of Martial Knowledge at 13 in gold, and I have the waist, the hands, and the legs. Now, you got to run a 4-piece because this will give you double spell damage. Have to run a 4-piece. It's a must. For the shoulders, you're going to want to run Engine Guardian shoulders. It's been a month since I've done dailies. I've done dailies for a month straight and still haven't gotten them. That's why I run these, just because they give me max health and max health for the 1-piece set. But run Engine Guardian shoulders when you get them. Don't ignore that one, right? For For your feet and necklace, you're going to want to run shoes and necklace of adroitness. Now, this is going to give you a 2-piece set of spell damage. This is going to be the most expensive part of your build. Adroitness goes for a lot. It is crashing right now, but it still is pretty pricey for a lot of people. But you can get this one in Crypt of Hearts. So that one I know for sure you can farm that. You can get that. It only comes in 12 as of right now of 1.6. Now, scrolling down to the rings, you're going to want to use the Ring of Theodos Light. That's a 2-piece set. It gives you spell damage as well. They're 250k alliance points, so it might take you guys a bit to get there, but I know when you get there, they're definitely well worth it. Make sure on your necklace, your rings, you're running with the spell damage enchantment. As you can see, I have right there. That's obviously just boosting your spell damage. It takes rid of the recovery, but you gain spell damage, and that's ultimately what we want. Same with all these pieces. Use the max Magicka glyphs on them. Use it, use it, use it. Because you have Defines, which increases your Mundus Stone effect, so that's also going to help. And same with your glyph, plain and simple. And it's going to all help. And for the Mundus Stone, I actually use the recovery one. I recommend using that. Where is it? Yeah, use the Atronach. Use that because, like I said, we're low on recovery. Without that, you only have like 700 recovery. So it's pretty rough. But that is the build, and I'm going to switch over some gameplay. So if you like the video, great. If you think there's something you might want to change up, hit me in the comments below, and I'm signing off. Peace. Well, that was stressful.